What does it mean for the Celtics if Tatum suffered a long-term injury?
No, like we were just stating before Gil made his entrance. It's horrible timing for one, for himself and the organization. But I don't think there's no need to panic if he's going to miss significant time. You put a championship team in place. He's a huge part of it, but like I was telling the big guys, just got to step up. Jaylen Brown has to do more next year. If that is what we're assuming it is. Everybody just have to step up. And like I was saying, you got to do your job as ownership. You got to get you a couple more pieces. Sixth man of the year got to do more. Drew Holiday is a two-time champion. His responsibility will increase. Like everybody's role changes. So
Gil, we were on the playback last night. Saw that situation go down. Obviously, never want to see any player, but especially a player of Tatum's magnitude suffer injury like that. How do you think this will impact the Celtics in the short and the long term if it turns out to be serious?
I mean, the short term is obviously, this year's over, right? I mean, you can have hope all you want, but the chances of them, getting out of this series is 4% chance of getting out of this series.
Yeah.
Then you got the next series, and then you got a championship, and
only 13 teams will come back from down 3-1. 280 teams have won those series.
So it's let's finish this season off right. Just everybody just go out and play. Then, this summer just try to find, there's some pieces out there that can, just help the whole team as a whole. And then, Jaylen Brown has to, be option fully one this year. Then, Porzingis is going to have to step in, or him or Derek, White have to step into option 2 for next season. But I wouldn't. You're not breaking up the team. There's no point of that. The good news of this is it's kind of like if it is the Achilles, it's the Kevin Durant injury versus everybody else's, which is just the off leg. With Achilles, it stops you from basically jumping. So the fact that he jumps off of his left leg, he's going to keep his jumping ability just like Kevin Durant did. So that's good news in a bad situation, where how he plays the game, when he rarely jumps off of his right leg, is not going to actually impact his game any.
So Swaggy, obviously big-time Tatum fan, came through rocking a Tatum jersey, said Tatum sent you some shoes, which you've been rocking when you've made your appearances on the court recently. When you see Tatum go down like that, suffer that injury, wheelchaired off, like I said, still waiting for the MRI.
Yeah.
But
It's tough, man, because it's like, just overall, I feel like the Celtics has been waiting for this opportunity for a dynasty for like 10 years now. So, and to see everything just go up, for me, I feel like it might be over, after this year for the dynasty of the Celtics in 1 year. So you can't even call it a dynasty because everybody's getting older. You're going to lose some people. I don't feel like Horford gonna be there. Holiday getting older. Porzingis played 30-some games anyway, 40 games.
and dealing with the illness now that has hampered him a lot in this series.
I don't know. I feel like you are going to have to make some key moves or some. And for Tatum, I just don't rush back. You're young. You see people come back from the injury just, you gotta keep the faith.
How long is that injury?
When I was doing it probably almost like a year. Now it'll probably be 8.
So when Kevin Durant,
I think KD missed more time now. I think closer to like 500 days. I want to say he was.
it was that long?
Yeah, it's taking like a whole year.
Because he had ACL though. He had ACL, right?
No, he
He had the Achilles.
He had the right Achilles.
Didn't he tear his ACL out there?
But I think it was bubble too, so it was a little bit different because there was
there was the bubble, so we didn't feel it.
Nope.
There was extended
a
time off
COVID.
that everybody had to deal with as well before he was.
So basically, you're talking about the rest of all of next year, and then basically the start of the
Yeah.
27 season.
Beginning of that, yeah.
And how old is he?
27.
27. You know what's crazy? He's 27, and you just start to realize how much basketball he's been playing in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like going to the Eastern Conference Finals every year, the finals every year, Olympics. Like he hasn't really had a chance to really, you know, some teams they lose first round, second round. You got that whole summer to prepare again. Like he's been just nonstop, just going. It's a lot of wear and tear, you know, in your body.
Now this is a time where you know, just like any break, when you got to sit down for once in your life, right? You're talking about, you know, injury like this is, you know, basketball is being taken away from you. Appreciate the journey. You know what I mean? What you've done so far, from, you know, middle school to yesterday. Like be proud of everything you've actually accomplished, right? Because we're like robots, right? We get into a rhythm, and it's just through motion. We don't remember 90% of the shit we done did in the NBA. You be looking at plays like, okay. You know, if it ain't some big wow moment, it's just like, well, I dunked on this person, we went down, I blocked that. We don't remember majority of our plays, so this is a time where you really get to just look back and just be like, okay, now I know where I want to go. You know what I mean?
Gonna take him a while to get there.
Huh?
It's gonna take him a while to get there.
Yeah. First couple months.
It's gonna take him a while to get there.
Damn.
So,
The whole summer.
What have I done?
It's shit challenging, bro. Like when you're at the
Peak.
yeah, if you ain't never been hurt in game, like Brandon had to deal with it as a pro. I got college best player and go down, and so it's like that reflection comes shit after I
Retired.
No. Reflection comes when you start seeing progress, I think, right? With that, right? Because as you are going through it, my journey, all I could think about was this, like, I ain't never had to do this, right? It's all you can think about in that moment, right? This is new. This is new for him, right? He ain't never had this kind of a situation that we know, like that. So, having good people around you, of course, like we all know that, man. We all done been through it. Like having good people around you, and try to stay as positive as possible during this process, because it's gonna consume you.
Yeah. It's gonna be
It's definitely gonna consume you. So, but to try to get through it, like to Gil's point, like it's to get to that point, that reflection. Though, I've done a lot of good shit before now, right? To get to this point, I've put myself in an amazing situation, and he just said it the other day during his interview, like he lives a good life. So, and unfortunately, this is part of that life right now, right? But it makes you a better person, man. I believe to go through this and come out on the other side of it, it shows you a lot about yourself. So.
Well, we want to send prayers out to Jayson Tatum. We rocking with you. Obviously, we know there's been some situations throughout this season, but at the end of the day, high-level player, been great for the game, on trajectory to be face of the league, and everything you've done in Boston to this point. So I want to send prayers out to you. Wish you speedy recovery. Let's get back to this series. Like we said, Knicks now up 3-1. I think teams are 280-13 when they take a 3-1 lead. So 95% of the time, the team that's up 3-1 goes on to win the series. But let's talk about it from the other side. Media asked Jaylen Brown about being down 3-1, potentially having to come back without Tatum.
We got enough in this locker room. So I believe in my guys. We just, tonight defensively, you know, it was terrible defensively tonight, to be frank. Just no resistance. We was just too concerned. Offense was great. Offense was fine. We made a lot of shots, but just no resistance on defense.
So, do you believe the Celtics have enough to come back from down 3-1 against the Knicks?
No.
I think it's a tall task. It's a confident,
Confident.
hungry, determined team. That's not your best player.
Mr. B, you think the Celtics have a chance to come back?
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen
get it.
Brown.
Yeah.
Let's get it. Derek White, everybody step up. Let's go.
Ain't like they ain't been there before.
Everybody step up.
It's a good thing you're going home though, so that you have in your favor with the game. You go home, but it's.
And you've won in the Garden already. Not to look ahead too far, but
Yeah, but you got to get one.
But
you got to get one.
You won in a Garden win.
with,
What
with Jayson Tatum.
You got to get one.
win? Last series?
No, the third, game 3.
Yeah, this series, Gil.
The previous game before.
Yeah,
game.
right before
But
this.
that was
Wait,
Yes,
who won in the Garden?
the
Because they
Boston,
both called the Garden, right?
the Boston Celtics won in New York
the
City.
Garden that we received.
Oh, but you said they're going back home. I'm thinking you said they won
Boston
their
going
Garden.
back home now.
Boston going home. I said not to look too far ahead.
What's that garden called? TD?
The TD Garden.
TD Garden, yeah.
But
Tatum played the most minutes regular season and playoffs combined in the NBA since entering the league as a rookie in 2017-18. But we'll keep this thing moving. So, Gil,
Yeah, they keep moving, man. They got no chance.
Okay,
I
well-
don't give a fuck what they're talking about.
you ain't been here, all right?
No, I'm just saying.
Came
Because
in blind. Now you
I'm
can
just
see-
saying they down 3-1, and they was going to lose that game anyway because they was losing anyway,
Yeah, they were.
right? They wasn't playing.
yeah,
That's the bad part. They were playing well to win. One person had, 42 points?
42-8.
And Knicks was up. And exactly what usually happens with them, they get so comfortable with shooting, not even regular threes no more. They shoot in Caitlin Clark shits now, all of them. They just chucking shit, right? And that's the problem. Every like when a bad shooter makes a shot, he wants to keep shooting. So with New York is just stay around because you're playing old basketball. Jaylen Brown is playing old basketball. His father played that style, just not as efficient or as skilled offensively. He teaches his son that style. So they're not playing this analytic game of just chuck threes all day. He's playing regular basketball. So the fact that all they're doing, him and Mikal Bridges, is just sitting there in the fourth quarter, taking mid-ranges, taking little shots, making little layups, and when you go 0 for 8, 1 for 10, 2 for 10, and they're making buckets, they're eating up in that league. As great as Tatum was playing, they didn't break away at all.
Because they ain't make no adjustments.
So the fact that they do not realize as a group, we done missed 6, 7 in a row, y'all. Like at the end of the game, they was 1 for 7 or 1 for 8 from the three-point line. While they just hit 3 or 4, they went 1 for 8. Remember I said it. Oh, they're gonna go 0 for 10 at some point. They're gonna miss enough, and that's when New York is gonna win this game at the end. It looked that way. It looked like they were so comfortable with taking those shots. Long shots. These are long shots. I can say all right, Jaylen and Tatum, if you're shooting shots over Brunson and Hart, if you're doing side steps on them, but you're catching a switch to sidestep a
Cat.
7-footer? Huh?
Yeah.
What I don't even get the logic of that. Why are you sidestepping the guy who can challenge you and make your shot a little difficult? The little guy, you can sidestep, he can't do nothing with it, just put his hands up. These guys are jumping, challenging, making a shot a little bit more difficult. So Brunson don't play that style. He's getting a switch, all right, and he's taking everybody to the basket. Same thing with Shea. They haven't realized this game yet that the two guys that are dominating in the playoffs are attacking the basket on switches. You put the slow guy on me, I'm taking him to the basket. Because once I get past the big, who's there to block my shot? They have, think about it. If Brunson got the big on him, who's back there blocking the shot? White? Drew Holiday? No. Yeah, and that's exactly what
So they
happened.
charge takers.
Same thing with Shea. I got the big out here, but when I get to the basket, it's my guy.
Right.
And, you know, they have to adjust like Boston. Like, you are the better team. If you played the same game as them, switch, right? I got Bigfoot on me. Go by Bigfoot.
We just said
I got Bigfoot. It's not like Bigfoot is some athletic guy.
They program right now.
I know.
At this time.
They so
I
happy.
think- and they get like.
Yeah, but how are you that?
When you get, I feel like, I don't know, that shot been so easy and it's been his go. Like, he done made it his go-to because that's what they're taught to shoot threes and programmed to shoot threes. So it's an easy shot. I know I can hit this shot if I twing, step back, shoot a three. And I feel like you rely on that so much that only time you're gonna go to the hole is you getting mad, I feel like. Cause you forget your game, you get mad, I'm gonna fuck this, I'm gonna shoot this.
They not calling no fouls.
Yeah, that's the only time you're gonna get mad, because you so comfortable with it. So we trying to do that step back three or shoot a three.
So we asked the chat if they still believe that the Celtics can come back from down 3-1. 18% of the chat still believes. Producer would like to let you guys know that you guys are suckers. It's over. But let's keep this moving. So last night, Gil's partner pack hit. Let's take a look at the winning pick'em entry.
Just three players, three starters on Boston shot more, just three people shot more threes than New York Knicks' whole team.
They love you.
And it's crazy. You see Bridges post up.
Yeah.
White too little. Bridges, what? I thought it was Bridges, 6'7".
Anybody can shoot threes on that team. Just taking.
You doing fadeaways, posting up.
What's what about to say about that partner pack?
Gil, let's take a look at your winning partner pack from last evening.